racing better or faster or more exciting than you did last week when the Kinser clan was here? What about all the records that they spent? We've got 4 there under the sprint cars just set in the one meeting last week. They were just ginormous.
Well, here you get a lot of variety in your events, that's for sure. 19 events scheduled for tonight. In the States, you'd be lucky to get 7 or 8 events in a night. Admittedly, it's top racing, but there's long gap between drinks over there, long gaps between the races. And so for value, for money, this place would be absolutely unbeatable. And we're not just saying that to sort of blow around bags or anything like that. The value you get here is tremendous, folks, and you can ask anyone involved in the motorsport.
Yeah, that's snowy out there in car number 11. You can recognise the stance at the wheel, or at least the seat, the way that he takes up his that aspect of the wheel. There are the 8 fastest sprint cars in the lead. They're ready for the Video Biz CIC Tough Video Sprint Car Star Scratch. Not this time, thank you very much.
Chaz Scalandro and Wayne Bunker reckoned they got a good start then. But not so, says the clerk of the course and the steward.
There are young chargers in the sprint car division. What a great drive out of Zeke Agars last week, though.
Oh, fabulous stuff. Tremendous to see Zeke up there in the winner's circle. Okay, bring them in a bit better this time. And we're racing. And 97, Darryl Downing gets the jump on Chaz Calandro. Calandro goes high, takes Barrows with him. Zeke Agars looks for the gap underneath, but it's not there.
Billy Barrows, here he goes. Lines up Chaz Calandro. Calandro takes the inside line. Barrows moves down underneath. Can't quite do it this time. Chaz Calandro is going so quick. And Darryl Downing's out of the race for a moment. Passed by 3-4 cars. Chaz Calandro, the new leader. We've got Bill Barrows right with him. And then Zeke Agars in 3rd place. Wasn't it great to see that great big lineup? The platform full of Kinsers plus Zeke Agars last week.
Fantastic. Bill Porter pulled out. Now here's the challenge from Bill Barrows with Chaz Calandro coming over the inside. Gives Chaz a nudge. Chaz is up high, but Chaz isn't going to give in. Bill Barrows there. Barrows crosses it up, brings it down tight, but there's no room there.
Calandro driving so quickly at car 33. Gets a touch. Look out, Chaz. Hold on.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. And Zeke Agars collects him. Well, that's, I don't know, the way I saw it, Bill Barrows shunted him and pushed him up high and offline. So we'll see what happens in the restart.
Zeke trying to throw it side on to minimise any damage with the collision with Chaz because his road was completely blocked. It did hit him. Felt like it might have been reasonably hard. Yeah. Everybody's giving Chaz's car a shake, hoping that the wheels will still turn. And Zeke's car also. I think John Moyles would be completely okay.
Chaz has got a fairly bent nerf bar on the side, but apart from that, it doesn't look too bad.
Johnny Moyle did a pretty good throw to just pull up on nothing flat. But the speed of Chaz Calandro earlier in that race was sensational. Bill Barrows doing everything, climbing all over him.
John Moyle's okay.
Yeah, there goes Moyley's car. If Jamie's in the pits, he'll be watching the race anyway.
Oh, Chaz, flame
from the underneath of Chaz's car as he fires the engine over and then...
unburnt methanol there, billowing out.
Consumes the flame. Just used an extra gallon of fuel to get the car started. And now the question on Zeke Agars. Chaz wants to get the feel, being told, slow down, slow down. Jeff Hogben says, hang on. Hold your horses, boy.
Still cars on the track, but Chaz would be anxious to throw the car around a bit to see that there's nothing wrong. Good news, looks like Zeke Agars is okay for a start. We can't see the offside of Zeke's car.
It wasn't that great racing, though, before the stoppage. The 2 cars, nothing between them. Chaz holding a terrific line and getting around the track very, very quickly. And Bill Barrows just trying to tuck under him all the way.
Yep, Zeke's mobile by the look of things.
He was waiting for Chaz to make a mistake, but it didn't come. And finally had to duck underneath. Of course, on the restart, they go back to the placings the lap before, which had Chaz in front, so Bill's got to do it all over again.
I'm surprised that Bill Barrows has kept the number 2 spot. I would have thought he may have been put rear of field.
Top-class sprint car racing here at Winfield Speedway Park. Oh, did you suggest that? I can see them holding the sign and having a think about it. Gee, you'll be popular.
Well, we'll see what happens. They roll around again. And
much consideration going on if you see the starters.
Yeah.
5 to go. We've got 5 laps, Jack.
And the yellow flag is up.
Not quite.
No, not quite.
Yes, it is. It's a little bit more up.
And
position 5 for Bob Aylesbury. I think Bunker must have to get in front of him.
That must be the only concern, apparently. But
unless Bob Aylesbury waves his hand back at Jeff and says, "Hi, Jeff."
Looks like they're going to go this way anyway. Set to go racing, and Chaz Calandro, Bill Barrows, Calandro up high this time. Barrows up on two wheels there as he comes out of the corner. Chaz is up high as well. Barrows are going to get through underneath him.
Chaz holding a good line but goes high, opens the gate. Barrows is through now.
Barrows rocketing down the straight. Interesting to put a stopwatch on Barrows as he rockets through. Chaz Calandro loses ground there, and through underneath goes Aylesbury.
He's completely surrounded by very fast sprint cars now. Chaz Calandro, after washing out earlier on. Bill Barrows says, "See you later, I'm off." 3 laps to go. Aylesbury's in second place, Calandro in third, and then it's Wayne Bunker. Another hard charger now moving up underneath Calandro. So Calandro's dropped back 3-4 places.
Calandro's got to drive the pole line if he wants to get anywhere in the race. Here's Barrows rocketing down to 13.7 for Barrows.
You're kidding.
13.7 for Bill Barrows. Let's get him again down the back straight. Bill Barrows low flying in car number 6.
Oh, don't you just love these sprint cars? Here he goes with 1 lap to go. Bill Barrows and that red rocket, car number 6. Behind him, we've got the black car of Bob Aylesbury. Then it's Wayne Bunker, giving nothing at all away.
13.7, another 13.7 lap for Barrows.
Chaz Calandro holding in there. Here comes the checkered flag now for Bill Barrows. He's got it. And I've got him at 13.67.
Bale Aylesbury in second, 27 Wayne Bunker third, Chaz Calandro back behind him, followed by Zeke Agars, Johnny Boyle, Darryl Downing and Jeff Harris. Brilliant stuff from Bill Barrows, 13.7, 2 consistent laps there from Bill. That's unofficial time, by the way.
Time for 5 laps, 109.7, 109.7 for 5 laps. And number 6, Bill Barrows was first, 8, Bob Aylesbury second, third, 27 Wayne Bunker, 109.7 over 5 laps. And
what did you say? 1 over 5 laps? 109?
109.7.
116.2.
You're kidding. It's a record.
5 laps. 116.2 for Noel Bradford of WA is the old record, so Bill has blitzed it.
Pile of international riders here next week for solos.
Yeah, these are the top boys. They're doing a tour of Australia at the moment, and we've been lucky enough to secure them for next week. So make sure you come along and check them out. The who's who of international solo riding: Sean Moran and Ricky Miller from the USA, Andy Smith and Peter Carr from England, from Denmark, Ian Jorgensen and Peter Glass from New Zealand, Mitch Shearer, and representing Australia, Darren Bucock, Phil Crump and Rod Hunter. Top night. That's next Friday night here at Speedway Park. Formed up now for the Pagel Glass Sprint Car Scratch. Coming in for the start, and the green flag is dropped, and Dave Farrell gets the jump on Tony Bartlett. Farrell into the lead.
With Jamie Cobby right with him in car number 12. We see Snowy White driving around at the rear in car number 11, just getting the feel of it, but I don't think it'll be too long before he starts really throwing a bit of weight into that car and the boot and giving it everything. Dave Farrell leading from Tony Bartlett, Jamie Cobby giving nothing at all away. And then it's a real fight on there between Ken Bowie and car number 9, Dennis Burford, as they're sorting themselves out. Concertinaing, opening and then closing down the back. One car leaves the track, that's number 5, Alan Gates.
Gates, he had handling problems a couple of weeks ago with that car. It goes okay, then suddenly seems to let go. Must be disconcerting to drive, but Dave Farrell out in the lead there. Followed by Tony Bartlett. We've got Jamie Cobby, Dennis Burford, Ken Bowie, Bill Porter, and then Alan Gates and Snowy White getting the feel of his new Sprinter as he goes down the main straight.
Well, Dave Farrell will have noticed his partner, Gil Cameron, going faster and faster week by week and getting right up there, so he's throwing a lot into this race and getting a good break over the second car, Tony Bartlett. Jamie Cobby settling down in third place now.
Dennis Burford also back a little bit, and no passing moves made except at the through of the field.
3 laps to go. They want to show the blue flag in a moment to Snowy White because he's probably got no idea that he's got a very fast sprint car coming up on him now. I guess you'd feel it.
Yeah, you'd probably be able to hear it too. Dave Farrell rockets through on the inside.
He'd know now.
He certainly would.
There's Tony Bartlett going through. Snowy White holding a nice straight line mid part of the track. Not really throwing it around at this stage. Maybe next week or maybe later on tonight even. There's the white flag with 1 lap to go for Dave Farrell. Car really stoking it is number 9.
Dennis Burford in the Dino's Dial-A Pizza.
He's got a break over Ken Bowie now. quite a good break over him that he's developed. Here's the checkered flag go for Ferrell, for Road and Track Services. Dave Ferrell is first. In second place, 75, Tony Bartlett, and not far behind him at all was Jamie Cobby. And in fourth, number 9, Dennis Burford. That was the Pagel Glass Sprint Car Scratch. And a pretty quick 8 laps for the Sprint Cars too. Grand Nationals coming out in just a moment.
Ken Bowie still feeling his way in the Sprinter. Ken, of course, was a smidgen away from a national championship a couple of years ago in the Formula 500s. He's gone into sprint cars. Brother Don has gone into midgets as well. And the placings have been posted. 16, Dave Ferrell first, 75, Tony Bartlett second, 12, Jamie Cobby third, and the time 2:01.7. 2:01.7 for the Pagel Glass Sprint Car Scrap.
Listen to Aylesbury's car. Doesn't it sound good?
Yep, he's one of the fast movers this season. He's certainly going well. Good to see Chaz Calandro out again.
In that Stars race we saw earlier on tonight, we had an inkling of the style of Bob Aylesbury. A little bit of the form that's been lacking earlier this season, but he looked very quick and very determined earlier on. Anyone could win this race, but I think a lot of eyes will be on the Red Rocket in car number 6.
Yep, got the job ahead of him, and he's just the boy to do it.
This is the Coulthard Welding Sprint Car Feature Race. Event number 15. 15 laps rolling start. The yellow flag goes up. And not quite ready for a start at the stage. They're still getting themselves into a correct position as Bill Porter goes wide. Moves up into starting position 2. Looks a little bit better now. Eyes on the starter. Jeff Hogman drops the green flag. They're racing now. Jamie Moyle it is in car number 12. On the outside of him, Ken Bowie. So we've got a couple of the young drivers there in the lead, and we'll watch midfield to see who can make the biggest impression quickest. I think Bill Barrow's letting people settle themselves out. They can do all the bumping. He'll keep his nose clean at this stage and then give it a bit of a squirt later on. All over the place, in fact.
Downing and Aylesbury had a real shunting and barging match there in the last lap. Oh, Dennis Burford slowed down, and he slowed down. Who's he got behind him? Johnny Moyle. Oh, John must be annoyed with that getting booked there. Who's that? That's Bill Porter. Bill Porter, the mobile chicane, going infield.
Don't you just love these sprint cars? I like that T-shirt which says, I love sprint cars. And you can see Bill Barrows picking them off now, one at a time.
Ken Bowie, the race leader. Jamie Moyle in second spot. Jeff Harris trying to make a way through there.
There goes Jeff Harris. He's got second now over Jamie Cobby. Barrows, is it? There's a red car into the wall. What is it? It is Bill Barrows out of the race.
Bill Barrows, what, he clipped the wall?
Sensation didn't see it, but his rear wheel looks a little bit wobbly.
Oh, tragedy for Bill Barrows. This was the night he was going to do it.
Here's Jeff Harris making a big run for the lead now. Goes underneath Ken Bowie. He has it in car number 2, the yellow Sprinter.
Dennis Burford's got all sorts of problems in that car. It just doesn't seem to want to go. He's on and off the pace.
Wayne Bunker now starting to get amongst it in car number 27. In fourth place, we've got Jamie Cobby. And then it's Bob Aylesbury in car number 8. And then a mix-up of cars, nose to tail behind them.
Tony Bartlett slowing right down there on the far side of the track.
Yeah, he's got a flat tyre.
Yeah, flat tyre by the look of it. He's got to get in field and get off that track and fast.
Look out, here comes Jeff Harris underneath him.
Harris, God, he got through okay. Bartlett's in all sorts of bother up there on the track.
Certainly in the wrong part of the track. He's looking over his shoulder trying to find a way down. Maybe now, if he goes now, he'll just make it. No, he won't. He'll stay up there for safety.
Driving around, Calandro's pulled in field with obvious mechanical troubles. Something is amiss with the car.
Causing trouble, Bartlett. Staying up there, Bill Porter going past. There's the race leader in car number 2, Wayne Bunker in second place. Now, Bartlett now. And he's off the track. It's okay. We have safety again. Bob Aylesbury goes through into third place from Ken Bowie in fourth. Jamie Cobby holding on, and ZK goes now making his run around the outside of Cobby.
Jeff Harris absolutely flying now. Wayne Bunker coming up behind Bill Porter as he goes down the back straight. Underneath Porter he goes. Slides her into the corner. Porter gets a hook up, almost tips it over, straightens it up again.
It'll be a race between these two. Number 2, Jeff Harris for Elite Betting. The yellow Sprinter and Wayne Bunker really gaining on him with a big Liquormate sign on the side of his car.
Aylesbury absolutely flying down there, and he's got coming up behind him his ZK cars is also going well.
Past the judges, 4 laps to go with car number 2, Jeff Harris leading. Bunker hauling him in. It's almost like there's a rope between these two cars. Bunker has 2 fists on it, and he's pulling it hand over fist, gaining on Jeff Harris. Metre by metre. There's the pass sign going out to Dennis Burford to let him know he's about to be lapped with 3 laps to go in this race. The Coulthard Welding Sprint Car Feature. Here comes Bunker now making his run on Jeff Harris. Will Harris be held up by Burford? Goes high slightly. Bunker staying there, 20 metres behind him. Less than that now. 15, 10, Here comes Bunker, making a big run down the back straight.
Harris has got the job ahead of him. He's got to open the gap in the traffic now. He's got through, and Bunker slides through underneath Perfect. 1 lap to go. It looks like Jeff Harris is going to do it.
This will be a neck and nothing finish as they finish off the sprint car feature race.
Here comes Bunker down the back straight, gaining slightly on Harris. One of them's gone up in smoke there. That's who? Johnny Moyle. And here's Jeff Harris down. There's the checkered flag, and it's Jeff Harris in car 2. Wayne Bunker, 27 in second spot. Car 8, Bob Aylesbury hits it for third. Then we've got 3 ZK cars. And let's see, a long way back then to 14, Ken Bowie. Jamie Cobby's in there. 16, Dave Farrell and Darryl Downing. But a darn good race there. A good race for Jeff Harris in car 2. And 27, Wayne Bunker sitting right in there behind him too. That was great stuff.
Trying to get his hand out, and he says, there's a hand in there somewhere. Jeff Hogman, if you can give me the flag. And he's got the checkered flag now, so will you please wave your programs, clap your hands, whistle. Jeff Harris, winner of the Coulthard Welding Sprint Car Feature Race.
It'd be a very tired hand that's holding that flag too. He'd be really weary.
Bunker second, Aylesbury third, the time 3:40.7. 3:40.7. The Coulthard Welding Sprint Car Feature Race going to the driver of car number 2, Jeff Harris, in the Wynn Chevy. Next time round. There's Jamie Cobby's car. Remember, it had the sign on it saying 16-year-old near sponsors. Needs sponsors, and somebody said, well, how come? He drove in a mechanics race a couple of years ago. Would have had to be 16 to do that. So they crossed out the 16 and put up 17. That's being highly technical. Ready for a start now, the Scotch Petroleum Sprint Car Handicap Heat 1. Young Jamie Cobby bringing him in and moving it around. 17-year-old driver needs sponsors, and that's the way to show just what he needs.
Jeff Harris flying down the main straight there, rounding up Darryl Downing. Bob Aylesbury's out after him. Johnny Moore back there and Wayne Bunker. But it's Jamie Cobby hanging on to the lead. Got a good lead too over Tony Bartlett in second spot. There's Darryl Downing wrapping up Bob Aylesbury. Aylesbury coming back underneath him, trying to get the inside line. Aylesbury shuts the door and Aylesbury has to back off.
Oh, look at that driving by Aylesbury on the limit.
Jeff Harris underneath Tony Bartlett, moving into second spot now.
Darryl Downing also allowed to go underneath Tony Bartlett and Aylesbury. Bartlett going backwards almost.
Yeah, Bartlett slowed down. He had that flat tyre earlier on.
Just out of interest, I'll give you a time on Jamie Cobby. We've got the sign up there saying 17-year-old driver needs sponsors. Let's see how good this 17-year-old is. Remembering that in the low 13 seconds is about as quick as you can get around this track. Jamie Cobby into turn 1. Jeff Harris pulling him in slowly in car number 2. Gaining on him. In third place, we've got Darryl Downing. Fourth is Bob Aylesbury. But here he comes, the leader past the pit turn. And that lap, 14.49.
Wow, Jeff Harris in 13.83. So Harris is making moves there. Wayne Bunker's trying everything at the back of the pack. Doesn't seem to be getting the power to the ground, though. Here's Jeff Harris looking for that lead. Just it out wide around the back of Cobby.
Look at the speed of Harris in car number 2. Closing on young Jamie Cobby. 1 and a bit laps to go. Will Cobby be able to take a checkered flag? What a night's racing we're seeing. Harris going high. Will he cut down or go around the outside? Trying for an outside pass now. They're on the last lap. Can Cobby hold him out? Take the checkered flag. 1 corner to go. Jeff Harris high. Cobby underneath him. Harris has taken it. Great run by Jeff Harris. In second place, Jamie Cobby. And in third, it's Bob Aylesbury. But that's Harris, 2 wins in a row.
Well, there we are. Harris doing a real brave act round the outside. And that's a hard way to do it. You need plenty of guts to take that sort of line. And Steve Kinser did it last week, made it look so easy. But it's not. You're out there. There's just you and the wall. Third, and it's a dicey one.
Third was Bob Aylesbury. The time 1:55.9. 1:55.9. Put your hands together for Jeff Harris for another very brave drive. Jamie Cobby did everything right. Probably take a few meetings. We saw John Forrester. Very quiet, very slow in his first 2 or 3 meetings this season. And then the last fortnight he has just blossomed. And he's up among the front runners now in the super sedans. I guess Snowy White will be giving him a nudge along in a few weeks' time. Should be ready for a start this time round. The Scotch Petroleum Sprint Car Handicap Heat number 2, event number 19, the last. There's the green flag. They are racing. Bill Porter in 55 is the leader from Dave Farrell in 16. Then we've got Dennis Burford, Zeke Agars and Bill Barrows. Here he comes. Bill Barrows lifting those inside front wheels, both front wheels, not only the inside one, as he throws his car side on. There's so much power coming through those rear wheels.
That's incredible stuff, isn't it? Wheel standing as he comes through the corner. The car still hanging in there. Tries to get underneath Dennis Burford. Burford shuts the gate on Barrows. Barrows now puts the foot down. Look at the car. Rocket underneath.
I think we can treat this race as an exhibition run from Bill Barrows. This will be really quick. I'll give you a time on the lap. Bill Barrows in the red rocket into turn 1. Throwing it, backing Bronco down the back straight. Oh, look at the driving technique of Bill Barrows. He's just so quick. How do you get a car to go around that quickly? 13.9. Sub 14s already.
And he's in traffic as well. Keep that in mind. Trying to get through Dave Farrell at the moment. Farrell is cutting it tight through the corner. Barrows is there. Farrell goes up a little bit high. That's all Barrows needs. He gets that car through what looks like you could fit a go-kart through. Barrows wheels a sprint car through there.
He walks it through a corner sometimes, doesn't he? Just does it so nicely. Tippy toes through the corner, then throws it on, lifts up the inside wheel. There he goes again. 13.6 that one. Consistently under 14.
And backs off then is Bill Porter.
Oh, and away he goes again.
Oh, good grief. He kept it on the ground.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable stuff. That's incredible. How does he do it? Bill Barrows, now he puts a foot down underneath Bill Porter, into the corner, throws it sideways.
Look, I hope that Bill Barrows is having as much fun as we are, just watching him. 13.7, consistently under the 14-second laps. Every lap is under 14. I think you'd think it was boring if he put in a 14.1 or a 14.2.
Goes past Snowy White like he's standing still, and here comes the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Barrows over the line, taking the checkered flag.
Porter second and Dave Farrell third. But I'm afraid, apart from Bill Porter and Dave Farrell, a lot of people would say, who cares? What an exhibition
Bill
of driving
Barrows,
from
come
Bill
on,
Barrows.
wave your programs, wave your hands. What a spectacular drive. Bill Barrows there, car number 6.
Finishing off a fantastic night Speedway here at Winfield Speedway Park. First, number 6, Bill Barrows. Second, 55, Porter. And third, number 16, Dave Farrell. The time 156.0, 156.0 for the 8 laps. And we have had an absolute ball tonight. A moment when our hearts stopped.